Well, you had the long run by and now 18 years retired. Speaking of 18, Boswell's put up 18.
All right. I think maybe the scoreboard's getting like copyright striked or something like that. So I'm gonna just keep the scoreboard off for a while and see if that fixes the problem. There's really no other reason that should keep happening. Like really no other reason that keeps happening. Okay, Jameis keeping the run. Oh, and he runs in first down.
Assured that he would be seeing a lot of actually baked into him here, and Winston kept it.
Well, you see at the end of this, there's a little issue. It's tough, right? We saw the Trevor Lawrence hit. It's an interesting discussion, right? When the quarterback wants to sit down and be aggressive, you're trying to be a little safer with him. Guys do that. You get bigger guys. It's hard on the defensive course sometimes, but we're always going to try to set it forward.
First down. Jump time.
Good run. Good run. Good run. Good run.
He's rushed for 100 yards 30 times in his career.
You remember his early part of his career, he was top 3 running back in the league easily.
Yeah.
And it's a great story to see him come back, start to utilize the skills. Sad, let's take time to come back. So 2nd and 6.
Get rid of the ball. Get rid of the ball. Get rid of the ball. Come on, man. You could have just had 3rd and 6.
As dominant as anyone in the run game here, but I want you to watch his ability just to push the pocket.
Oh, you had Elijah Moore.
This was on James game did. Keep his eyes downfield and start to look at the rush a little bit here. See.
YouTube is messing up too. Your likes keep changing. Yeah, I don't know. It might be YouTube.
Really well managed, right? As far as situational football, understanding when to use timeouts, and sometimes it can be just to give your big guys breaks, they stay in and you feel comfortable working this back. It's a 3rd and long. You know, you got the worst team in the league out there.
It's weird whatever's happening.
400-yard performances in this first half that combined for 101 yards.
Appreciate the super chat, Bryce. Brian, my got him. First down.
The touchdown.
All right, it gets us in plus territory.
You're going to see the spin move right here, and that actually creates an ability for Winston to get outside.
Good job by Akins.
2 big plays on 3rd down so far, but one on the one that you extended the play to a touchdown.
And again, both times, Jameis was flushed out of the pocket, including those passes on the run.
Good. Oh, good run, Jerome. Good run. Pat Queen hurt. Jerome Ford broke like 5 tackles. 1, 2.
Queen's been a great pickup. Really, they've had a couple of great additions this year. You had Jackson. Queen.
All right, 2nd and 2. Let's be smart. 2-minute drill. Yeah, sorry about all the issues with the stream going on right now. No, that wasn't face mask. Hopefully, we got this settled out. Well, yeah, that was weird. Whatever's going on with the stream is weird. for sure. Yeah, I'm gonna make that one unlisted. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's not an internet thing. Think it might be Restream doing this. It might be Restream. Because if it happens again, I'm gonna just plug OBS straight into YouTube Studio and see if that changes things.
Hey, Devontae. Some more eyes, all right? That's the last one, I swear.
Lisa understands that small steps lead to big plays. Show me the unfairly gifted. Stars who light up the field, the tactical masterminds who read the defense. Who make magic with every yard played. And we'll show you the relentless fighters who never back down, taking small steps forward to make the big things happen. Every step forward takes you closer to where you want to be. Visa, everywhere you want to be.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by MetaQuest.
Big drive here.
And by
Start the game time clock. I feel like that's what's getting the stream shut down.
I got another 2-minute warning in the Bryson halftime report. Straight ahead, JB and all the crew.
Let's get it.
Sunday.
All right, 2-minute warning. 2nd and 3. First down. Good run, Jerome.
First down. It's an important game in the division. Not only the Steelers at 9-3 on top of it, we got Baltimore's on a bye this week. So you have a chance to go 2 games up. You've already beaten the Ravens. You'll be playing them again in 16.
and you talked about the schedule that's upcoming, right, for Pittsburgh.
Yes.
You mentioned it last night.
Yeah.
Talking about that, this is a must-win in some ways because we're gonna have Mercury's broken.
Philadelphia, Baltimore, and Kansas City. Oh, nowhere. Played by Deshaun Elliott. Yeah, that is a 3-game stretch coming up. You cannot look past anything here because right
Whew.
behind it.
Whew. Philly, Baltimore, Kansas City, Cincinnati.
All of a sudden, everything's going great in the season, and now it's like, oh,
And probably the worst time to play all 4 of those teams.
they can also win this game too.
Second and 10. He gets it over the woods.
Stay on your feet. There you go. First down. Good job, Mike. Got 43 seconds left. We in field goal range.
He just does the dirty work.
Yep. And tip. There it is. Nope. Yeah, it's first down.
Fit into that role well since Tillman was not there.
Tillman's still out with a concussion. Woods, who was all last year with an Achilles injury that happened in the spring. There's a first and 10. 43 seconds to go in the second quarter. Shovel pass. And it picks up just a few yards.
All right.
They're strong.
2nd and 7. You got to start calling timeouts now.
Possibly have a chance to hit it.
Timeout called by the Browns.
I am impressed with Kevin Stefanski. Jim, I know the record, it's disappointing if you're a Browns fan. I think that it's frustrating to see how this season's gone. But you watch a 3-9 team and you put the tape on, usually you see a little let up with guys here and there. He still has these guys playing hard. Three guys last week reached their top maximum on the GPS, basically measured for speed.
On that one play, the late interception, they had not given up. 2nd and 7.
Exactly right. That just shows you they're still playing hard. That's what we see.
Jameis going to the end.
Oh, yeah, just overthrew him. Yeah, we're not getting accurate Jameis Winston today right now.
Scores. This is what you're talking about. End of the game.
Why would Kevin Stefanski is not going to the fucking Bears? Are you joking? The Browns aren't firing him.
And it's just a testament to Coach Stefanski. No one wants to talk about it. How good the coaching are when you're 3-9, but it does show that he still has the pulse of the team. That means you're actually a good football coach. Can't win coach of the year multiple times, and then all of a sudden
Bears wish the Browns do something stupid like fire him.
So hard today.
Well, by Pittsburgh. There's been so much made out of this win streak, this regular season win streak that Pittsburgh has over Cleveland in Pittsburgh, 20 consecutive years. But don't forget, the Browns did win that wild card game here, postseason, 2020. And Stefanski, he was coaching from his basement. It was during COVID. He was not at the game.
Be smart, Jameis. Be smart. You don't have to get it here. That we get the ball back to start the second half. Right? A field goal here is fine. They give you middle field, take it. All right, they gave you middle, take it. That was risky as hell. All right. Kick the field goal. That's fine. That's fine.
I'm telling you, he's taking that leap as well. Talk about betting earlier. But he's blitzing, tackling. He's always been great at that. But he's played amazing.
I think you probably had something higher percentage over the middle.
His ability to cover now separates him. And you see they got talented players on all three levels.
Preston Hopkins, last year he was 33 and 36. This year he's missed 7 times.
Yeah, he did not. Brother, what the fuck?
Seasons for Cleveland right now. Just the little things, right? And this kid, no timely penalty.
Yeah.
Well-played drive for the Browns that comes up empty in the end.
It's a microcosm right there. A lot of good.
It's a 35-yard field goal, man. You can't be missing under 40.
Football at the 28-yard line. They have 1 timeout.
Fuck it. Come on.
To me,
It's going to be a delayed handoff to Jaylen Warren in the middle of the field.
back here. Ball short over the middle screen.
Running away from the pressure. Away from Tomlinson and firing it incomplete. Now down to 16 seconds.
Shows you the trust they have in Russell Wilson, though, to protect the football.
I don't know what's going on with D-Hop, man, because, like, usually if a kicker ages, maybe it's like they're not accurate from distance, but he's not accurate from anywhere right now. Like, you can't trust him.
Shows you their confidence.
Shotgun. Pass.
Yeah, call timeout.
Take the time. The first down play was really the key.
And that's going to do it. It's going to end the first half.
All right. Wish you were going into half only down 3. You're down 6 now because your kicker can't kick. Real unfortunate stuff there, man. But just small stuff like that, right? Not being able to make a kick, all of this stuff. Hold on. Set a 13-minute timer. It's the small stuff like that.
Counting down.
It's the small stuff like that. That's why your record is what it is this year, right? Quarterback not playing well. I mean, that's been part of it. Run game been iffy. That's a huge part of it. Offensive line been iffy. Field goal kickers not making kicks. Defense engaged in and out during the season. You know, these are the things that have made you a 3-win team over the course of the year, because you add up enough of that shit and it's too much to overcome on a week-to-week basis, on a consistent base. Yeah, man. I mean, if you want me to sit here and tell you the Browns need a new kicker, I'm not going to sit here and stand in front of it and say, no, they don't. They obviously do need a new kicker. It's just another microcosm of everything else that's going on, you know? I mean, right now, they're not going to fire Dustin Hopkins in the middle of the season, because I don't think financially it'd be a smart move. And you're already a 3-win team in December, so you might as well just roll it out with them. But you cannot go into training camp next year with Dustin Hopkins as your only option as the kicker. Just can't. Can't do it. Can't do it. No, I don't think we need a whole new team. I just think we've had some things not go our way at the beginning of the season that kind of trickled into what we got now. And then obviously you had the worst quarterback play in the NFL this year with Deshaun Watson. So you improve that, you'll be a better team just off rip. But also, you know, you do got to do the small things, like get better on the run game, line of scrimmage, and get a more consistent special teams game. We've seen this Browns team be able to beat good teams. The Ravens and the Steelers are two of the best teams in the AFC. You have the raw talent to beat those teams, but you're not consistently able to win this season because of the small stuff that goes on. So you just got to fix this offensive line, you know, get some parts in the offseason, especially in the interior, and then you got to be really aggressive about what you're going to do at quarterback, you know, within the next few years, and what you're going to do in between that time. But nah, man, I don't think the Browns need to rehaul the whole roster. Obviously, they have enough raw talent to compete with really good teams. They do it on a regular basis. The problem is it's the small stuff, you know, that keeps costing us these games on the margins. And it adds up, especially if you don't have an elite quarterback. All right, I'll be right back. Y'all hang tight. All right, we're back. Waiting for the Browns to come back. How much time do they have? About 4 minutes till the Browns game comes back from halftime. Watching some red zone right now.
Justin Simmons. A gain of 6, 2nd and 4.
I think the pressure, I think the pass rush of Pittsburgh's really affecting Jameis Winston. I think he's rushing through a lot. I think they'll get to him at halftime, let him know, hey, you got answers here, here, and here. What I think Pittsburgh's doing a really good job of, though, they're taking away the exciting options from Jameis, right? They're baiting him. They want to kind of force him into being a boring quarterback, make him play a different style of game. And I think that's why Jameis is so eager to kind of break the pocket to try to break him out of that, instead of just taking what's there, because there's stuff there that they're letting you have. It's just with Jameis, the pressure plus, I think they know how he likes to read the field.
Standard run play, that's an 18-yard pickup. Saquon starting to pick up steam. 71 rushing yards right now for Saquon Barkley. He has it again on the right side of the screen, and the Eagles will have a 3rd and short.
Justin Jefferson down here on the left side. Building a little two-man stop. They love this with him and Hawkinson. Throws over Jefferson. Darnold steps up.
Ooh, what a throw by Darnold to Hawkinson.
Let this offensive line work, and Barkley with the patient run picks up 1st down.
Look at the depth that Simmons has to play. Remember the pitch route where he kind of just ran?
Yeah, the run game hasn't been terrible. I wouldn't say it's been reliable, but no, the run game hasn't been terrible, And honestly, pass protection hasn't been terrible in this one. I just think Jameis, like they're playing a lot of like 4 high, basically taking away the intermediate from him and forcing Jameis to to throw most of his passes in the short part of the field. And that's counterintuitive to how Jameis wants to play. I don't know if you want to run it more against Pittsburgh, because a lot of your success in the run game has been done because you're catching Pittsburgh off guard. So if you run more, you're not going to catch them off guard, and you're going to not have success running the ball. We're not a good run team. We can't rely and win a football game against anybody, let alone a good team, trying to run the ball.
Offensive pass interference. Offense number 3. Second out.
Yeah, Jordan Addison.
So remember, let's take a look here. Addison, left side of the formation. So even though this pass is thrown at or behind the line, it's straight down him and Jordan Fuller.
How much time we got left? About a minute until the Browns game comes back.
He was twisted for a moment like DJ Wanham. It was driving his head.
Steps away from Ellis momentarily, but then gets pulled down. Kaden Ellis again making noise in the backfield. 4th sack of the day for Atlanta.
Hey, you don't want your running backs to block him. He's just so hard. This time to Aaron Jones. He's big, he's physical, he's also an extra defensive lineman.
Scramble for it. But ends up being a 52-yard attempt for Jake Elliott, who has
scoring on a short field off of a takeaway. And what are you looking for in the second half here? If you're in the locker room, what are you saying at halftime?
All right, we back.
I think we're seeing the
Browns about to kick this thing off.
Browns have done a good job getting up, playing man-to-man coverage, and basically saying, take your shots. We don't really get threatened by anything deep with the other receivers. So far, it's held true to form. I do think that Jameis turning the ball over was the difference in that first half. Otherwise, things have been even. But both quarterbacks need to stand in the pocket and go through the progression. They're trying to get out a little too safe so far.
saying a little jittery at times.
So let's get this started. Great to have you with us.
Great to have you with us.
Yeah, friend. Get us run back.
Oh, Jerome Ford running. Jerome Ford. He's loose.
Certainly will give the Browns a boost to begin this third quarter.
You're not
Jerome.
Outstanding start. You see him press the middle of the field and then bounce it outside and right there. Once you break contain, you have a chance. Multiple times today, running backs have done this, and this is a great start for the Browns. That emotionally gives you that lift as well.
56 yards, the
Good
longest
job.
kick return of the season.
Get some points off this.
Jerome Ford, his previous long had been 27.
Just stay calm. Go through it. Good strong run, Chubb. 5 yards. Hey. It's on Joey Porter Jr.
6 times last week at Cincinnati.
It's 15.
There's some flags
It's 15.
back.
These guys not to make these decisions for the late penalties. And it's always the retaliation, isn't it?
Well, he's going to deserve one right here as he was
Well,
locked up with Woods.
Pickens was the guy that we were talking about before, right? And he's got to control his emotion state.
Well deserved.
Of course, Joey Jr.'s
Well deserved.
had his own notable run-ins and scuffles with the Browns when he was a player for the Steelers.
Remember him? He was a dominant player as well, and that's just
He kept the pregame warm-ups kind of interesting on a few occasions.
you were a part of a lot of those things.
That's right. I saw it firsthand. But all kidding aside, that's 15 yards. Big one. Sets up Cleveland.
Those are huge. Can't let those happen.
So you go from 6 flags, 4 of them accepted for 57 yards last week. So a big one here, just to play into the third quarter. At first and 10 for Chubb.
All right. Good run. Good run.
By the way, Tracy caught up with Kevin Stefanski.
But you came up empty on that final drive of the half. You get the ball though here. What do you need to see from Jameis in this offense?
Keep moving the ball. We got into a rhythm a little bit there in that last drive of the half with the run game, the pass game. So just keep moving the ball forward.
Defensively, what more do you want to see?
You know, we're doing a nice job overall. Obviously, we love to take the ball away. We gave them one.
Be smart. Be smart.
And 6, here's Ford who set him up with that long return.
All right. 3rd and 5.
Stefanski, you mentioned in the first half, 2-time coach of the year. Mike Tomlin, by the way, has never won coach of the year.
So we're talking about one of the all-time great coaches. He's where it just somebody else.
Ooh. That's going to be a push off. That's going to be a push off. Yeah, it's on the Browns. He pushed off.
It's a good job throwing the back shoulder, laying the ball, but there's an art to that. That would be better in my.
Yeah, he sold it well, too.
He just was like a push off. Way low, his hand would be down, little elbow to the side.
The officials would never see it.
No, I couldn't. It was just amazing. It's such an art and a gift. The all-time legends, obviously. You gotta teach it. Can't have your hands up high and push off.
3rd and 14 seems to be some confusion. Who's supposed to be in? Who's out? Woods, though. Maybe he was going to be called to the sideline.
That was smart right there. You can't go in the hole as well. So somebody has to step away.
3rd and 14. Scoop.
Oh, he just juked TJ Watt. Just not catchable. He would have got the PI if that was a little bit more catchable. All right, make the fucking kick, man.
hectic, but now reset, calm down, and just find a joke right over the middle. And
Nah, I don't know what Tony Romo's talking about. Throwing the Njoku right there was a bad idea. Across his body while running? No.
This field last year, his confidence was riding high. He made 33 kicks.
He missed it. Good Lord. I mean, it should be a tie game. Offense did what they needed on the last two drives to start the half and the end of half. You bail them out there with bad special teams. Who's doing a victory lap saying we should have punted? Dog, the ball's going to be the same place. What the fuck are you talking about? Just go for it on fourth. Dog, it was 4th and 15. Like, you got to kick the field goal. Or else just don't have a kicker on the roster. Yeah, D-Hop. I mean, he's not going to get cut this season. Nah, you can't go for it on 4th down at 15. Like, you got to kick the field goal if you're trying to win the game. Like, well, if that's the case, if you don't feel comfortable kicking that field goal, then you might as well just go into a game without an active kicker. So you got to kick it. Like, there's really no, you got to kick it. Like, yeah, you got to kick it. Ray Rag says D-Hop needs to be put left in Pittsburgh. Yeah, but I mean, like, if the season mattered still, like if the Browns were still in it playoff wise, I think they would do that. But they're probably gonna ride this one out until the offseason and then do something to move on. But yeah, man, it's bad. Should be a tie game. Offense did what they needed to both drives. Put you in scoring position to tie this game up. Special teams got to do their job too. Yeah. Can you add game time back so you can sync it to the TV? All right, if I do it and the stream gets cut off again, then like I'm not doing it again.
Wilson throws it into the turf at the feet of Harris.
And this is strictly because when you don't have Pickens out there, you can play a lot more man coverage, Jimmy. Come up and guard everybody, honestly. But right there, Harris, he's matched up man to man on the outside. Hicks comes flying in. They don't fear the deep ball, and it shows honestly Pittsburgh's offense. But Cleveland can't score, so they're okay.
It is an amazing difference, isn't it? Without Pickens.
It really is. It's impressive.
2nd and 10. They go to Harris. He has nowhere to go except right into the arms of Show me Harris. Diabate also.
And that's the Pickens effect. You saw Cleveland on that one just come flying in the line of scrimmage.
Must be getting raided by somebody. Probably urinating tree. It's like 300 people just joined the stream. All right, 3rd and 10. Don't you dare let him run for this. All right. Stop them here so they don't get points.
This is what I feel like Pittsburgh can be.
Taking Miles off for Isaiah McGuire. So they think they running. I swear to God, he turns into a superhuman against the Browns. Like, he turned into Jamal Lewis every time we play him.
And I think we all were surprised that he wasn't active today. I spoke with Mike Tomlin in the morning. He expected him to be out there and warming up pregame. He did not do that at all. Tomlin told me the number of snaps he would have played, it would have just made him a little uncomfortable out there, putting him out there, especially with the schedule that they have.
To be fair to AB, he paid a player that had a great season last year. Hopkins was a fluke last year, or is it this year? I like to see another year. The thing with Dustin Hopkins is he was a good kicker before that year, right? Like, he had some solid years, I think, in Denver. So it wasn't like he just signed somebody after one hot year. It's like, okay, well, he has a history. It made sense.
But at some point in the second half, you're gonna need to let Russ cook and let him have that. Take us in that one drive, Russ. Right now,
Just fell off a cliff.
This is the sixth play of this drive. They moved the football 39 yards downfield. The 21-yard pass play was the longest completion of the game for Pittsburgh.
Oh, shit.
Also, this is starting to get a feed on what Cleveland is doing. They designed it well to start, but the pressure that comes up the middle each time with the five-man rush allows you to have people one-on-one, and if you get to the right guys.
Fryermuth was dinged a couple of plays ago, being taped. Now back into the red zone. Quick toss to Austin. Tiptoes past the first.
Yeah, there's attacking the edge. I think Martin Emerson's hurt. He's getting up real slow.
Good job right now. Switching it up the screen.
2nd and 5.
So give us one or two plays, and then get it from back, start over again.
Emerson for Cleveland had to come out. He was the first one trying to make a tackle on that last play. Staked a little bit himself. Second and 5.
Oh, yeah, the offense. Well, not the offense. Special teams got to score, man. Got to score. Got to score. We're going to need 7 on this next drive. They're going to go for 2 right here. They're not going for 2? That's a good play call. Browns get sucked into the RPO. Ronnie McLeod abandons his spot. It's a good play call. All right. What the fuck happened to that football? How did that curve back in?
In Atlanta. Did a great job there finding the little.
All right. Scoring this next drive. Keep the game within reach. Yeah. Got to finish those drives too, you know. Can't leave it up to the kicker. Can't leave it up to the kicker. Especially if he's having a day like that. Yeah, it's probably should be 13, 6, 19. But hey, it's the NFL. Our defense ain't gave up. Y'all just score, please. Please. Nah, we need a touchdown on this drive. Steelers fans are such front runners. They only come in when like the Steelers like get like a lead or something like that. But like when they ain't leading, no fan base is quieter than Pittsburgh. Just front runners. And not a very not worthy of respect fan base. I don't know how he even got back here, but yeah, I remember put Ben on timeout for 24 hours.
That's what they ask them. Check football. It's that one score. Get up by 2 scores.
All right, Jameis, big drive here.
To Judy was that touchdown. Judy comes off the 9 for 235 against Denver. And it'll start with the touchback.
Speaking of that touchdown, Jim, it's a stick route. It's going to go up 5.
Hey, Harbinger, shut the fuck up. I got you. I see it. You're snitching on the stream right now. Just chill out. I know.
Bang, bang. That's next level play right there.
Russell now with 11 touchdown passes and only 3 interceptions. His all-time touchdown to interception rate it's
top 5 all time.
All time. Meanwhile, Winston's thrown for 56 yards. Early in the game started that way. Then since the touchdown pass, 35 yards after that.
There you go.
A little bit of yardage here, 7 or 8 to 4.
They should have had 2 extra field
Just take what's there. Hey.
Chuba, good junior, because he said, "Show me the money," and got paid. Panthers are 16 or 14 on the Eagles.
Panthers been playing some decent football lately. But they're only 3 games out the division is crazy. Good move.
That's reading the field, moving your shoulders. You really want to throw the slant. Post to the flat first, goes back to the slant, and comes back.
Winston smiles too much. Won't be smiling when a shot. Good Lord.
Here's to be Dante.
I guess I upset some of the biggest fucking losers on the internet. Quincy Carrier worked at a Wendy's. I'm not ashamed of that. Yeah, I used to work at Wendy's when I was young. Who gives a fuck? Like, where do you work, bro? Do you got a fucking job? Yeah. I don't know, man. It's been like the same dude all year. I guess not. Like I hope his life goes better because your life can't be at a good place if you're consistently harassing a stranger on the internet. You know, probably because like I disagreed with him about something. Just I hope that your life goes better, that you're not so focused on such petty things, because given what you've popped up in the chat as, it's concerning, you know? It's concerning, and I can't imagine that result that comes from having a healthy life outside the internet. So I hope you find your peace. I hope you find somebody that loves you, and I hope you find somebody that gives you the inner confidence to do something better with your free time. So such weird behavior. Like, honestly, I'll pray for you, brother. You clearly need somebody looking out for you.
There was a tree out in the woods, the prettiest tree that you ever seen. Tree has roots that you want to grow, grow jobs, grow skills, make the whole world go. Make the green grass grow all around, make the green grass grow all around.
I'm not about to call the police on that dude. Come on. I appreciate, I appreciate the suggestion, but I ain't about to call the police on the dude.
A 60 Minutes investigation new tonight.
NCIS Origins is all new. CBS tomorrow at 10, 9 Central.
Hey, those spicy nuggets do hit differently, especially with the creamy sriracha sauce at Wendy's. Like, hey, this shit fire. I gained like 10 pounds once I figured out that. Right.
This Cleveland team, by the way, has not had, Tony, how about this, an individual rusher with 70 yards rushing in a game in the last 20 games.
Yeah, that's the part that kind of.
We need JOK back? Absolutely. Absolutely. Come on. Get upfield. Get upfield, Chubb. All right, third and short. Well, 30 mid, 30 mid. He all right. Yeah, I think he gets blocked every time. He just comes back with new accounts. Got it. Oh, that's short. All right. Well, we got to sneak it. That's close. Man, why not? It's a long yard. We weren't getting that up the middle. We weren't getting that to the left. We weren't getting that to the right. Look at the line of scrimmage on that one. They ate that thing up, man. Look at that shit. We wasn't getting none of that. Yeah, we've gotten a couple off on them before like that. But hey, that's Ken Dorsey. Appreciate you, King Tut. Appreciate the super chat, man. Says, I am absolutely the best Browns coverage. Keep up the good work. You know what I mean? Doing what I can. Kevin says, looks like we won't end the streak in Pittsburgh. Hopefully they fire Hopkins after this. I'm not going to get my hopes up for that. I think they're going to get rid of him in the offseason. I just hope that they don't draft another kicker, man. Like, please just, let's not. Can we not draft another kicker? Can we just sign what I want the Browns to do to solve the kicker problem? Go to the UFL, find the best kicker that you can find in the UFL, and sign that dude to compete in camp, give him the job. Yeah, it's Ken Dorsey play calling right there. Can't blame that one on Kevin. I mean, I get what they were trying to do there. They've gotten a couple of those looks off at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's been super aggressive, triggering downhill. So you think in a situation like this, they're gonna really go hard for the A gap and send everybody there so you can send somebody wide. But I think you made it too obvious once you motion Jerome Ford back into the top back spot, like behind the quarterback. And I think that signaled to Pittsburgh something was up. It just took, I didn't like the play call could have had a chance. How they got into the play call pre-snap gave away that they were giving up that play call. Like, I think if you're a defender, you see all that movement, you're like, oh, they're about to run this shit to the left. So they kind of like gave up their own ghost trying to do some pre-snap checks. And yeah, I just think it was too much before the snap. If you're going to do that, you just got to do it quick. I don't see the problem with doing a sneak, but I also understand the Browns have been shitty at sneaks too this year. And it was a long yard. Your take on what's going on with Chubb? Is it the O-line? It's a little bit of both. Some of it is that Nick Chubb is still working back from that injury and he's not 100%. Some of it is the O-line sucks. It's both, to be honest. I think Chubb will be better if you give him an offseason, though. I don't think the Browns' offensive line looks any different next year if you just return them. So I don't think you have to go in and try to replace Chubb. You can add some running backs in the draft, definitely. You could draft Genty in the draft. But offensive line is where I'm like, if you can spend any money in free agency, that's where you got to spend it.
Leverage against himself. Hold on.
Yeah, but the Browns weren't getting that play no matter which direction they ran it. The execution on the line was just bad.
Third and call it 5 on the way.
Sneaky big play right here.
All right, 3rd and long.
Extends this. Keeps your defense in the center.
Get the ball back.
Box the ticket.
Here's what next gen
Yeah, the Browns defense has only given up one extended drive this whole game. Every other score for Pittsburgh has been in drives where they gotten the ball on short fields.
It's 3rd and actual 6 to go.
Look at how wide they are. Wow.
Turn around. Gotta turn around. Gotta turn around. Gotta turn around on that. Nah, that's more of an OPI, but gotta turn around. He got hands to the face.
Picked up 22.
Yeah. Let's make sure he wasn't down.
Mid-season in a trade from the Jets for a 5th-round pick. And Tomlin was asked this week about where it is. He's only had one catch. It went for a touchdown from 32 yards out, but just the one catch. He said, patience. It's going to happen. It's only a matter of time with Williams. We've seen him so far.
Yeah, I think he's right.
Yeah, he's got 3 catches for 36 yards. Did they get him down in time? No. It was an incomplete pass.
Colin, you're right. I think it is a matter of time. He's got a great deep ball thrower with a guy who's done that first.
2nd and 10.
Short fields, man. 21 of Pittsburgh's points on short fields. Can't do it. When you miss field goals, when you don't pump well, when you turn the ball over because you're throwing interceptions, you create short fields. Pittsburgh's a good team. What did they do with short fields? 21 points. It's right there. Right there. Oh, he's short. No, that's a touchdown. That's a touchdown. Short field, man.
Pass attempts, 2 of them have gone for touchdowns in this quarter. And the best punt of the day belongs to Firebooth. It was fair caught up in the upper deck.
Great call, coach. Great call.
This holiday season, let Macy's be your guide to the best gifts for everyone on your list. Need a last minute gift? Done. Hosting the big family get together? Check. Need something to wear to the office holiday party? You're all. Download the Macy's gift guide on screen code
Yeah.
now for all things holiday.
Hey, can't play sloppy like this in Pittsburgh. Can't play sloppy like this in Pittsburgh. They always are going to be solid enough to take advantage of it.
Team coming in.
And let's just take it one drive at a time. Try to get 7 here on this next drive. See where you're at the next one and just kind of chip away, chop some wood. But that's how you got to that point, right? Short fields. Short fields, lack of execution on special teams. Boom. Leads you right to that. And guess what, dog? You play the Kansas City Chiefs next week, so got to get that handled.
He is cooking today, especially the second half. And let Russ cook after all. Look at his career record. Almost 66% win percentage. Things got a little salty out in Denver. Then, what he's doing here, he's got the moves that even Sarah would think look pretty good right now. You saw her up in the stand celebrating.
His biggest supporter, and I'll tell you right there, career high passing yards. He's turned it on really in this quarter right there, and that's why I say we got this defense. We just need to get that drive.
There's the pass.
Good catch.
By Judy. And for more on Russ, what he's doing, here's Trace.
Just watching him on the sidelines, he is playing with so much joy, and he told us he feels rejuvenated.
Chop some wood.
And he said, well, Seattle was the best 10 years of his life. The culture here in Pittsburgh is a winning one. They have the right habits, the right approach, and the right leadership to be successful. And you can see he is embracing it right now.
Yeah, rejuvenated. That's what he said. Thanks, Trace. Rejuvenated for another catch.
And winning does that.
This game is classic Browns at Steelers experience. Yeah, I mean, this is literally like even when the Browns have had a good record going in Pittsburgh, every game has felt like this.
We're talking to him about redemption.
Oh, good run for Chubb. All right, chop some wood. Let's chop some wood. Keep chopping. Good cutback lane.
Rushing the passer, trying to let them cook. So they give up their gaps.
This is what you did there. It's a 19-yard gain. And Winston just throws it away over the head of Njoku.
Keep chopping wood here. Score a touchdown here and then see what happens next. Got a lot to lift from.
Kadarius Toney comes in.
Do not throw the ball to Kadarius Toney. Second and 5, second and 15.
You can just see Stefanski's face today, just the frustration with the missed kicks, the penalty, not getting the line correctly, the turnover, just a lot of those looks, which is not great.
Illegal shift. Offense. Nick set.
Yeah, they just had to get the ball off.
See, you got to get set. You can't just run across.
Yeah, that and the play clock working against him at that time.
That's why James snapped the ball and clap, and just too many little things like that not going your way. We got a 2nd and 15 back at the 41 now.
They're double mugging. They're coming. Good run. All right. 3rd and manageable. Keep chopping. Keep chopping.
Speed up now.
You're in theoretical field goal range. We'll see if you actually have field goal range. They send him. Throw it, throw it, throw it. Got it. He was down. You failed us today, Q. No nuts. Is Aldi's all out? I didn't get to get the Audis. Yeah. I'll be ready for the Chiefs. Don't worry. I'll be ready for the Chiefs. Yeah, he's down.
Spotted probably 4th and inches.
It's 4th and inches. The Publix nuts just didn't hit the same. He got it. Jeez. That was a fight to get that yard.
Sure.
Hey, we need to get this playoff before the quarter ends. We need to get the playoff before the quarter ends. Come on. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. You got 24. We're taking way too long. Come on. Get playoff. Get the playoff. Get to the line. Set up, set up, set up. That's got to be a flag, right? Nah, it ain't give us it. Which year is worse, this or 2019? I don't know. I think it's not worth comparing, to be honest with you. They both suck. Like the vote's always gonna lean towards like the more recent year. Get set, get set. All right, good run, Chubb. Yeah, Renegade. Let's keep chopping away. Let's try to score a touchdown here. You can make it 14-27. If you get a 3 and out, you can score again. Then all of a sudden, you know, we could talk about being back in this game. Yeah. Yeah, I would say 2019 was worse. Because, like, we had to fire our coach at the 2019. Like, that was pretty bad, man. 2019 was pretty bad. Pretty bad. Our left tackle got caught smuggling drugs over the border. Remember that one? Greg Robinson. What else happened in 2019? Oh, yeah, Come Get Me happened. 2019 is significantly worse, now that I think about it. Like, if you really want me to make a comp, 2019 was worse. Because, yeah, you had expectations this year. You underdelivered it. Think about this. Despite the fact of the 2024 team having Deshaun Watson on this roster, that 2019 team was so much less likable than the 2024 Browns. I remember like everybody just hated the personality of the 2019 Browns because like that team was also arrogant and cocky. And then they talk shit to like that 2019 team was pretty unlikable. I also had season tickets that year. That was a pretty unfun experience. Yeah, and then Myles Garrett got suspended. And then we had to have the whole argument about Mason Rudolph and Myles Garrett and whether he said it or not. Yeah, man. I take 2024 because at least we're at the end of this whole Deshaun thing. Like, I'm way more at peace at the end of this season than I was at the end of 2019 with how it's ending. Way more at peace. And correct me if I'm wrong, but in 2019, the corresponding year, did we have a first round pick? I think we did. That's when we took Jed. So yeah, I think this is worse. Well, no, I think 2019 is worse. No, I think Stefanski's a good coach. I think that part's clear to me.
Stadium, yeah, there's a lot of noise. Don't renegade yet.
Time it up when it really is. Start usually they time it where it's like, here comes the steel curtain. Here comes third and one to start the fourth. Third and 6 again. Yeah, exactly.
How does that even happen? How does that even happen? Oh, he tried to tag him. He got excited. He tried to tag him.
It's actually in his history. Better tackles than TJ Watt. He's done his job today. It's allowed.
He's a good one. That's the fourth pre-snap penalty in Cleveland today.
I didn't want to talk about actually.
Third and 6. Winston. Nowhere to go. But down at the 24.
I mean, you're supposed to kick the field goal here. But, ooh. Don't get the flag. Oh, shit. Well, no field goal. He threw a punch. He's getting ejected. We don't have a backup tackle.
Anyway, because 3 points still keeps it a 3-score game.
Yeah.
So back you up even more.
A fight on the football field happens because Kevin's not a good. Are you silly? Yeah, because Bill Belichick has never had a fight break out on the football field. Only bad coaches have. Mike Tomlin has never had a fight break out on the football field, right? Like during a rivalry game, right? Yeah. Bad coach. Relax, bro. Like this was. There's no 4th and 9 draw play in this team this year. Yeah, 2019 was way worse. Now that I think about it.
It like they were definitely going for it before that, but now, I mean, 25 yards is a lot to get. I don't know. I still think I might go for this, at least out of line that way, and then try and draw them off sides, Jim. Then take the penalty and punt. But if you get a one-on-one look, if they were silly on defense, didn't align correctly.
Well, penalize yourself out of that one. Yeah, small things. Oh, good punt.
I still wouldn't mind that. Try to draw them off sides, get some yards back.
Going to have the Steelers start from inside the 5. The Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award. Presented by Nationwide, the league's most prestigious honor recognizing players who've exhibited excellence on the field and whose passion to impact lives extends beyond the game. This year's nominee for the Browns is Denzel Ford. And for the Steelers, it's Larry Ogunjobi.
Hey, 2 Browns.
To learn more about all this year's nominees, just visit NFL.com/Man of the Year. Congratulations to Denzel and Larry for being recognized by each of their teams as the nominee for this year.
That's such a big award for the players, for the family, and everyone. Remember Jason would get that. It's such a special.
Give Patterson. It's going to be stock or loss. Scoots ahead for 4 or 5.
Where's the spot on that? This should be no more than like 3 yards. Thanks for my coverage. Appreciate you, man. Did stream freeze again? Okay, we good. All right, 2nd and 6. All right, 3rd and 6 now.
All three of them have won the overall Walter Payton Man of the Year award. Cam Hayward a year ago, Russ back in 2020. 3 years before that, J.J. Watt.
2026 should go to T.J. Watt if they keep the 3-year mark even.
Every 3 years. They've all just been outstanding. J.J. down in the Houston days, what he did. That market saw firsthand. Extraordinary. 3rd and 5. Here comes the blitz. Pass up top and out of bounds. So the Browns,
Right.
to the credit,
Force the punt. Minimal time. Yes, we need points though offensively. Need points bad.
Took a minute and 18 seconds there on the 3 plays.
Yeah, you take down the 2nd down, and then maybe you can run it or screen it instead.
Here's the fair catch signal. Somebody makes it back at the 35. That was a 55-yard.
That's a boot. That's a boot right there.
And wait till you see the other 2 surprises. A joyful bundle of 3. 3? I was thinking.
Yeah, see, you got the ball at the 50, about 60 yards out. So you're at the 40. You need one quick score. You're down to what, 17? You need a quick score, a 6-minute drive, and then a field goal, right? To tie.
Save up to 40% on holiday gifts for your pet, like their favorite treats, toys.
All right. I would like to see him get Jerry Judy more involved. Nope. Block you.
Is sponsored by Royal Caribbean. AT&T. Connecting changes everything. And Domino's. Get great deals on pizza, bread twist, chicken, desserts, and more. And there it is. Renegade. Unifying the stadium. Either way, there was a flag thrown for taunting as Kadarius Toney had been jawing with Sporonic. And this little white mask.
Thank you, Kadarius Toney. Needed that one.
Who's trying to find a home here after things didn't work out with the Giants of Kansas City. Spends most of the break trying to explain what happened there.
Just give it to the press.
Saturday, a game of
Yeah, thank you for that, Kadarius. Thank you for that one, Kadarius.
We'll be watching that. Coach Belichick interview with North Carolina.
Sure did. Where Arthur Smith was, of course, a graduate, but also been rumored to be on the transfer list. He's
So Rob said there.
said no interest. He might have a lot of interest when it comes to the offseason, as well as Mike Franklin, who's an assistant and consultant on the Cleveland staff. There's the pass by Winston. Why a flag is up. It's going from lower. Patrick Queen came in on it.
What, is it offside?
Yeah, penalty here.
Jesus.
It's 40 yards and penalties on Cleveland in just this quarter, which is not even 2 minutes in.
Yeah. It's just not okay when they're pre and post snap. Like, you can really control that a lot harder.
Oh, yeah, look at this hit. What he puts on.
Thanks a lot for blowing that whistle. Blow it a little earlier so we know the play's done. One of the fastest linebackers comes straight down now. That doesn't feel.
First and 15. Late strong.
All right, got like 5 yards back. So 2nd and 9.
Halfway to the first. 6, actually.
It's not different of a game. The entire field, 2 field goals go in. It just changes the game. The emotions of it right before the half come right out. 2 drives in a row. Pittsburgh has their 2 drives.
The 2 field goals that were missed had been made, and they weren't long. They were going to tie it at that point. Yeah, got it. Here comes Green. Again, coming in for 3rd and 9.
3rd and 9. Hey, you've missed so many opportunities to be successful in this game, right? You talk about the interception, the missed field goals. I mean, the Browns have had a couple of ways to try to win this game. Pittsburgh's given them a couple. You just haven't taken those ways to victory.
The back end of that package. Here's a 3rd and 9. Completion to Judy. Fight and trying to get there is going to be stopped 3 yards short. Mika Fitzpatrick on him.
I don't think this is any decision time. I'm going for this 100% right here. So you tell your quarterback on that 3rd down, everyone wants to get the 1st down on 3rd down. You tell them, listen, if the check down is there, aggressively take it, get us advantage, go 4th down, and we'll go for it. You got 2 downs here.
Njoku with one and across from him. So 4th and 3.
Good catch.
It's caught by Njoku. Pittsburgh thinks he was down 10 yards ago. Picked up 13.
Was his knee down? It was close.
He should be down right when he caught it. Right there, the touchdown.
Because they actually gave him initially. They
No.
gave him the extra yardage.
What a catch by
Still a 1st down.
He just caught that ball. It's a good snap.
Tomlin threw a challenge flag.
Oh, was he one of those guys who was like, was Rodney one of those guys who was a Deshaun Watson stan, and that's why he's so mad at the fan base? Because they don't like Deshaun Watson?
Here it is. This play's challenging. Beanie Bishop was on him. There's contact.
Yeah. He's down, but that's a 1st down. Still a 1st down. Yeah, I mean, this rivalry has been set at a place where like both teams in the regular season have really not been able to win and imposing like in Cleveland or in Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh has only won once in Cleveland since Kevin Stefanski has taken the job. And I think Cleveland has only won once since Kevin Stefanski has taken the job in Pittsburgh. So both teams in this division seem to hold strong at home. And we kind of expected that be the case. The fact that the Browns split with the Steelers kind of says how strong that trend is. Because this was not a team that anybody projected to split with the Steelers the way they've been playing all year. They did not win two in a row versus Pittsburgh in Baker's rookie year. Baker actually lost his first game in Pittsburgh. And if I can remember correctly, he looked like shit in that game. He did not play well in that game. Yeah, so that did not happen. Playoffs, they won once in Pittsburgh. They lost early in that season in Pittsburgh. Remember, Baker Mayfield threw the pick six to Minka Fitzpatrick on cover one on a slant. On a fucking slant. So no. Yeah, the Browns have only won once in Pittsburgh. That was the playoff year. And the Steelers have only won once in Cleveland. That was the year that they went 12-5. And ironically, lost to the Cleveland Browns. No. That was Ben's last year. That was 2021, my bad, not 2020. 2021 was the last year that the Steelers have won in Cleveland.
Challenge. He wins the challenge.
And I think Pittsburgh's the last. Yeah, Pittsburgh's the last team in the division to the team that has least recently won a playoff game. Pittsburgh is.
Winston's going to keep. Got some room over here. And he's got 10 yards on another first.
Jameis Winston with like 30 rushing yards. Yeah, Baker won in Pittsburgh in the playoffs, but regular season has been since 2023. But honestly, if you win in the playoffs, is way more important than winning in the regular season. So, yeah, I mean,
Not score on this drive. Field goals don't matter. Touchdown, and you got to get moving faster. This shouldn't have been taken down 5 seconds. Indian Express.
They got down to 3 on the play clock.
good play by Pat Queen.
First encounter, Cleveland led in the fourth quarter, 18-6. Next thing you know, Pittsburgh came back to a lead before.
That's good play. He tipped the ball. Yeah, he tipped the ball. It's great coverage here.
Queen's going to drop in the zone and ended up matching the man-tech principle and maybe got away with a little tug right there.
Nah, he got his hand on the ball first. You can tug after you tip it. Third and forever, man. We're losing on the line of scrimmages. Both of them.
Does a great job.
Pittsburgh's playing good today. They're playing the better team. They're the better team right now. Obviously.
Pittsburgh's defense tackling. These guys are going to stick their head there. And here comes the big one. We got 2 plays again. You don't have to get the first 10 here.
Pass to Njoku.
All right. Third and manageable. Fourth and manageable.
He overcame, as a young player, fourth quarter interceptions.
But you can teach yourself every time. That's your job is to learn yourself and continue to grow your mindset and why these things occur. And oh, look at that.
A little camping coming to the sideline.
So here's your 4th and 6. Here it is. Game on the line now. To say the least.
Got it.
That's a great play call. Switch release. Slot receiver goes out. He's going to end up making it.
Good call, yeah.
James holds the defender inside.
It's a tough throw to ask Jameis to make to field side this late in the game.
3rd and 14, they get 2 throws, they pick up the first. Here's the first down throw. It's Judy.
Helps from DJ Watt's not out there too. Good throw catch, good time.
Here's where Watt got shaken up.
Oh, he got boo-boo.
It's never good when it's not around you. But he's as tough as anyone. Guess what?
He's back out there.
Oh, yeah, he came back from being slightly pushed in his shoulder. What a tough guy. Just run it. Just run it. Oh, shit, he kind of got the corner on Peyton Wilson. How slow is Peyton Wilson?
Good job, though. Getting out of
Why aren't we in 2 minutes? Why would you want to be in 2 minute right now?
the James. Still a chance. Very low. From 1% to 3 now.
Love the on-the-spot analytics right off the top of the head.
I always think he can come back. Never out.
Or Shea with the catch.
Yeah, until like third reception or something.
You are not going to nominate yourself for the Jinx Award here with that statement.
No, prepare for all go right here. Pittsburgh, this is the time to take a chance.
Winston.
Who got it?
Finds it for Shea.
Forgot James Prochet work here, man. I forgot James Prochet work here, dog. Anybody else forget that? Ugh. That's a tough throw, man. Field outs. Not even field out, just feeling it out. David got it. All right.
Joku. Talked about how it got crazy late in the game and the other one.
Yes.
All right, 14-27. Are you going to go for 2?
Chance.
Good ball.
Joku to get up there.
Got both in. Ball didn't move.
Really is. He is a force. That's his 5th touchdown of the season. 7 catches today. Now, he's struggling in Hopkins. It's amazing how many kickers have been struggling of late. Notable ones. This extra point, though, is pure.
Hey, you made a kick.
14 score. 7 change to go.
Hey, man, it might be 21-27 if our kicker just makes kicks. This is as bad as the Browns have played, man. It's crazy, too. Like, sometimes I be thinking about it, but, like, a lot of the most vocal fans, sometimes, like, on the internet, especially when it comes to, like, comment sections, I've noticed that these dudes, like, sometimes they jump teams. And it just makes me wonder. I'm like, man, I don't know. It's just weird. It's just weird to me.
There you see Chiefs with the 1-game lead.
Someone's in chat. Defend this game plan. All right, can you even explain the game plan, Brandon? Like, explain the game plan right now. Tell me exactly what the Browns are trying to do. Tell me what route concepts that they think they was going to win versus what defenses they were looking at. Like, really, can you explain the game plan to me? Like,
Next week they're hosting Pittsburgh. So kind of look ahead week sandwich game for them. Carolina's improved this season.
I mean, what happened with this game is what you don't. Jameis is cool. He's getting some success here and there. You've given Pittsburgh short fields, 17 points off short fields. So you've not helped your defense in defending against Pittsburgh. And then also on top of that, you've left 6 points on the board when it comes to special teams.
Themselves.
Like, it's really that simple. The game plan was fine. Like, the game plan doesn't seem like it's been a big problem. The Browns have actually been able to move the ball pretty consistently in this game. They've gotten to the red zone multiple times. The problem is they haven't cashed out in the red zone when they've gotten there.
They begin this drive, the Steelers, with a loss of 1 or 2. Harris brought down quickly by Reed, Winston Reed.
Yeah, it was a blitz pressure. It's a run blitz. They time it up perfectly where he can get to the edge. You see him just fly to the outside, crash inside, scrape over the top.
And I'm not saying that to bully you or say you don't know ball or what it is, but I'm like, when we come to these lazy blanket solutions on, oh, that's the problem in the game, and it's this big blanket term that we can't really like you can't describe specifically, then what are we actually talking about? You're just like you're just throwing a vibe out there and like trying to present it as a fact.
He's going to be called on.
And it's like, if you think the game plan was an issue, what about the game plan bothered you, right? Explain that part of it. If you can explain that, then I ain't got no problem with that. But you got to be able to explain it more than the game plan sucked, right? Like, if we want to talk ball, let's talk ball. But let's be more specific than just like throwing these terms out here that you may or may not really have a good grasp on.
Pitch and catch it.
Cleveland needs Myles Garrett to do his thing.
Yeah, Myles has had a decent game, but not a great game.
Wilson. Garrett was moving in on him.
Out of bounds. I don't know. I think his elbow was out of bounds. Look at that. They might want to challenge that. Look. One butt cheek. Nah, he's out. Nah. Yeah, I think the elbow. The elbow. I think the elbow hit first. You got to throw the challenge flag.
Jim gives the guy a ton of room to go track the ball.
It's a big challenge here by Kevin.
I mean, you kind of have to. I mean, even though I think it's not the correct.
On the previous play, a completed pass being challenged by Cleveland and will be reviewed.
Yeah, you got to challenge it.
Gene, what did you say here, Gene?
Just an amazing catch by Scotty Miller, Jim. You know, I think just.
Okay, so one.
To me, they just both touch before bounds, and I think Tony's right.
Let's see. Slow it.
You lose the challenge basically towards the timeout, so you're stopping the clock as well.
Right, but they do just brush the ground. It's really well played by Scott.
That's tight.
In Tampa with Tom Brady and that team that won.
Yeah, he caught it. He caught it. It's a hell of a catch. He caught it. Did he get the second? Yeah, he got it right before that elbow hit the ground. It's a hell of a catch. Good throw by Russ, too. Yeah.
Again, Miller got activated because they sent Pickens, and he is this game.
Yeah, we need like a miracle pick six or something right here to get back in this. If you get a pick six, you could be back in it, but you need a quick score. Quick score, like less than 2 minute score. I would argue keep Newsome and Mitch, trade MJ. I wouldn't be on that. I think Martin's had a down year for sure this year, but I'd rather bet on him bouncing back than Greg Newsome.
There he goes. It's back inside. Boy, there's a lot that went into that 2-yard run.
3-yard loss. Effort right there to finish the playoff.
Just keep him in long situations. Make him throw.
Harrison Garrett.
That wasn't bad coverage by Martin Emerson, though. I mean, he was in zone, tight corner. He made that pass as difficult as possible. Just Scotty Miller just made a crazy catch.
Both Patterson, Cordero Patterson, and Warren in the backfield.
Oh, fumble. We got it. All right, quick score. We need a quick score.
Craziness that he talked about.
I can't believe they ran the ball with Cordero Patterson as good as Jalen Warren had been all game. Like, why in the world is Pittsburgh running this with Cordero? Jalen Warren has murdered us this whole game. Shout out to Isaiah McGuire forcing that fumble. Good job, Miles, scooping on top of that. But, like, as much as Pittsburgh has killed us with Jalen Warren, why in the world is Cordero Patterson carrying the ball right now? Like, we haven't tackled Najee. We haven't tackled Jalen. Why is he in the game? Tight coverage here. Watch the safety. Where's the safety going to sit? There you go. Good first down, Jerome. Hey, throw the flag now. Throw the flag. They doing a little much.
Everyone's trying to keep the leverage. Watch Pittsburgh. Outside of them. Now get outside of them. Get outside of them. Just situational awareness at a high level there.
Jameis down the field.
Oh, Jesus. Man. Yeah, Jameis. It's like the Jameis Winston cycle. Like, he does stuff at the beginning of the game that makes you go, hey, man, we could roll with Jameis for a year or two. And then the middle of the game happens and he don't really do nothing. And then, like, in the fourth quarter, he does some shit. You like, hey, bro, like, really, we might be able to. And then, like, right at the end of the game, Jameis does some stuff where you're like, nah, we shouldn't rely on him. Yeah, he overthrew it. It was open. He overthrew it, man.
Defense does, Jim. They close out games.
He overthrew it.
These last two games.
He gonna turn that thing over, man.
Aggressively take defense. When your heart rate gets up and these things happen, you systematically say it to myself. Guess what? Being simpler can actually be aggressive.
Good tackle by Denzel Ward.
But it is right. And you have 4 downs. It's a message you tried to articulate.
Yeah, I mean, I get why he's aggressive. He's going downfield there, right? In that situation, you got 4 minutes left. You got to score quick, and then you need your defense to get a 3 and out so you can get the ball back with the chance to tie in 2 minutes. So I get going downfield there. I think it was the right decision for Jameis to make. But again, like, this goes down to why I think people misread that you can, like, tamp down Jameis's interceptions. His interceptions don't come up because he's making bad decisions. That decision there to throw the ball to Elijah Moore, that was the right decision. He had the spot. The coverage was there. There was a soft spot in the zone. Elijah had won his route. He was looking for the ball. That was the right decision. The ball was just not where it's supposed to be. And that's why Jameis Winston throws interceptions. His decision-making is fine. His accuracy and ability to be accurate is not there, right? So that's why he throws so many interceptions. And that's why I push back on this ideal of, like, oh, you can just get Jameis to tempt down the interceptions. If he were throwing interceptions because he's making crazy decisions all the time, you can take that number down significantly. But He's throwing interceptions because he's just not consistently accurate. You can't reduce that. You feel me? Like, that is it. He makes some dumb decisions, but it's really accuracy that bites him in the ass more than anything. Like, that's been the experience with Jameis. He's capable of sometimes getting hot, dropping dimes, and then other times he can't find the broadside of a barn. He's a streaky shooter. He's a relief pitcher. Right? Like, that's the thing. He's not always going to have the stuff.
They can run the football this year. Top 10 in that. And then Russ has created the big plays. Today was a little bit more of a fit, but that's the mission of it. Special teams has a great kicker. This is a Super Bowl team.
I may be wrong, but it seems like Jameis's last 6 picks have been on 1st and 10. It's when he's looking for a shot downfield. I don't know about the down and distance specifically, but it's when he's looking for a shot downfield. And he's trying to hit a window, and he's off. That's usually when the interceptions happen.
Justin Fields, and now what are you going to do with the offense?
Yeah, I said it a long time ago. He's J.R. Smith. There's a reason why J.R. Smith can't be your best player.
It was hard. It was ugly. But he had the big plays he needed, and he turned it on the second half, like we talked about. And the defense just stood up. 3rd and 14.
Ooh, Jesus, Miles. Oh, Miles got there.
He said, "We're not out of this yet." He got the crowd going.
Ooh, just broke through guard and tackle. Well, Myles Garrett won. TJ Watt. See if he answers with the sack. This would be a good time for him to get one, too. Because Jameis going to hold on to that ball if he gets this back.
Just go touch it, but after someone else gets a sack, just run in there and tap them and be like, I got it.
It's not the way you want to get the milestone set. And then to be probably on words there, milestone.
You going to snap this shit?
Impressive, though. His career and TJ Watt's career, they're ahead. It's sacks per game.
Yeah.
3rd and 4th list for Reggie White.
Someone said J.R. Smith got a chip, though. Yeah, who was on the fucking team with J.R. Smith, Antoine? Okay. Was it just J.R. Smith? Bruh, I know you didn't just say that. Like J.R. Smith was just out there coming back for 3-1. Whew.
To punt it, Kadarius Toney is back to you. Remember, he got
That was hilarious, though. I feel like you were joking. If you were joking, that's hilarious.
in the back. But he has the longest punt return in Super Bowl history. When he broke one for 65.
I don't know if Winston could be a bridge that you feel like you could make the playoffs with. That's my concern. Like, oh, good Lord. Kadarius Toney. There we go. Kadarius Toney. We knew that shit was going to happen with Kadarius, man. I knew that. I knew it was going to happen with Kadarius Toney, dog. Russian roulette. Of course Kadarius Toney does that shit. Kadarius fucking Toney, dog. Why are we playing Russian roulette? Bubba Ventrone. Why are we playing Russian roulette, Bubba Ventrone? Why is he out there returning punts? We knew this is a possibility with him, man. Come on. Special teams, man. I've never seen a more fire Bubba Ventrone game than this, dog. I've never seen a more fire Bubba Ventrone game. Like, this is insane.
Every season, with a football up, team meeting room saying, this is the hopes and dreams of the entire.
My man just let the ball slip through him. It's crazy.
Cleveland's out of timeouts. They're going to be able to.
They'll go 2 minutes.
They get right to 2 minutes, yes. Mike Tomlin's 2 minutes away from going to 19-0 in the regular season at home against Cleveland. You think about maybe some of the
I respect that from Pittsburgh fans. You know, getting the Cleveland Sucks chant off. I respect that kind of fire and hatred. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I fuck with it. You know, I would do the same thing if I were in Cleveland and the Browns were up 27-14 to Pittsburgh. I would start chanting Pittsburgh Sucks too. So you know what? Hey, I kind of respect it. Not gonna lie, kind of respect it. Would do the same in that situation. Hey. Hopefully next year we'll get them in Pittsburgh. We'll see. But they got us this year, for sure. We split. Yeah. I mean, like, as far as like Pittsburgh Steelers Browns games in Pittsburgh goes, this isn't even close to one of the worst ones. Like, multiple times we thought, hey, we might be able to win this game. I think like the worst one we had a chance to win was in 2020, where we lost to Duck Hodges, and that was like an actually good Browns team. And like, I think Baker shat the bed in that one. That was the one where I'm like, damn, that hurt. Also 2021. That one hurt because it was just embarrassing how bad they lost that one. Hey. No, Kevin's not going to be fired. It's not that big of a deal that they lost this game.
is sponsored by Capital One. What's in your
All right, Nate, time for getting him out of here. Why are we trying to fire the offensive quality control coach? Like, that just seems strictly about her being a woman. Like, straight up.
coming up on the State Farm post-game show? Coming into the 2-minute warning, 3rd and 5 for Pittsburgh. No timeouts remaining for Cleveland.
Yeah, they're not trying to get it. They're trying to get the penalty.
Toss. Harris.
Yeah, just kneel it out.
And the focal point in the off season and really over all the years of getting personnel for some divisional opponents. Cleveland plays the 4-3. They got big guys. Some of the other guys in the division. Baltimore has big guys as well.
Thank you for everything. Take my daughter to the first Browns game next week. Catch you on Monday morning. Well, at least your daughter's going to be able to see Pat Mahomes. That'd be cool. Yep.
we can. There are the standings in the AFC. By the way, Pittsburgh, you can't pull them out. You know, who knows?
No,
They could be the hot seat for the season. Things gonna. And how about a nod to our crew? Speaking of top seeds, Jim Rickoff, Mike Arnold.
All right, let's get the post game out because I gotta cover the Cavs in about an hour. Yeah, let's get the post game out as soon as possible.
Last snap of the game. And the Steelers
All right.
themselves a 27-14 victory to go to 10-3 on the season. The final score here is Pittsburgh 27, Cleveland 14. Coming up next, the State Farm post-game show. Some bonus coverage for Tony, Tracy, and Gene. Jim Nance saying.
The Browns lose to Pittsburgh again. Kind of felt like a lot of the Browns Steelers games versus Pittsburgh. The Browns did have the lead in this one early, but special teams, I think, story of the day, really didn't help you out. It's not like you got an overwhelming performance from the offense either or the defense, even though I would say if you were to line up all three of the sides of the ball here for the Cleveland Browns, the defense is probably the least responsible for all of this. They gave up 17 points on short fields that were handed to him. Jameis Winston interception led to 7 points. A bad punt by Corey Bojorquez led to 3 points, and I believe another Jameis Winston interception led to 7 points the other way. So, yeah, the Browns defense gave up 27, but 17 of those really more about the lack of performance that you're getting from your offense than it is about what your defense is doing. Offensively, the Browns seemed outmatched here. I think the Steelers did a good job covering and getting pressure on the line of scrimmage. It really had Jameis Winston frazzled for like the first half of this game. Jameis had a bad game in this one. He made a couple of good throws in this game. And it brings me to kind of where I'm at with Jameis Winston, right? Because it seems like the fan base right now keeps going back and forth, right? Where it's like Jameis Winston throws for 500 yards. We love him. Sign him to a 2-year extension right now. He's so much better than Deshaun Watson. And then like Jameis has a game like this, or he has a game like he did against the Chargers. And, we're saying that we're worse off as far as being able to win with Jameis. Here's where I'm at with the Browns' future quarterback situation and where I think it's reasonable to be at. You don't have to marry yourself to Jameis Winston right now. I see no reason to marry yourself to Jameis Winston one way or the other, right? I don't think you should lock yourself into, no, don't bring him back, he sucks, or lock yourself into, yes, bring him back, he's the best option that you can get. Like, I think you should see what's available in the offseason. Whether that's Jameis being the best option to return, that's fine. You can get something out of Jameis. We've seen it over the last few weeks. Sometimes it's going to be good. Sometimes it's going to be bad. I think the Browns need to do things to mitigate that risk, right? I think they tried to in this one. They kept Jameis at 41 pass attempts, which is about where you want to keep Jameis, under 40. They ran the ball significantly more this week. They had more success running the ball this week. It's just Jameis did not have as good as a game this week as he had last week when it comes to accuracy. That's the next thing that you have to address with Jameis Winston, right? When I hear people say things like, hey, if you just cut down the interceptions with Jameis Winston, then he'll be fine. And people say that like it's an actual strategy or game plan that you can come up with. I just question how people get there. I've watched a lot of Jameis Winston film. I've watched the film of him in Tampa Bay. I've watched the film of him in New Orleans. I've watched the film of him in Cleveland. When you watch Jameis Winston, is there some of it that's like the interceptions, the bad throws that are because he's making a wild decision? Yeah, but it's not as big as a part of the sample as you would think. It's actually a very small chunk. of what the interception problem is with Jameis Winston. Usually when Jameis makes these interceptions, it's not because he's making a bad decision. It's because he's not a consistently accurate passer of the football. So the interception where he was targeting Elijah Moore, that play was open. The Browns were in a 2-minute situation where they had to score in less than a minute after getting a turnover. That was the right decision to throw the ball to Elijah Moore, in my opinion. Given the situation the Browns are in, given the look that the Steelers defense gave you, that was the right decision. Instead of giving him an accurate ball and laying that in and it being a big play, he overthrows him. It goes straight into James Pierre and it turns into an interception. When people say things like, if you just cut down the interceptions with Jameis Winston, the question is, how do you do that? Because if those interceptions were being created strictly because he makes bad decisions all the time, then I would say, hey, there's something you could do there, right? Especially if it was a young player doing it. I would agree. Like, you can cut down the interceptions. You can do that with coaching. I don't think you can fix Jameis Winston's interception problem with coaching or limiting his pass attempts, because it's more about whether he's going to be accurate enough to execute what he's seeing than it is about whether he's going to make the right decision or not. And I think that's the big thing. Like, you watch this game, Jameis made some decent decisions in this game. The ball just did not cooperate with him. He was not accurate throwing this football this week. Part of that is because he probably threw too much last week, 68 times on Monday Night Football, 58 times on Monday Night Football, probably bled into this week. I don't doubt that, but that's part of the course with Jameis. So going into next year, I think that's something to consider, right? Is Jameis Winston an option to bring back to potentially be a bridge? I think so. But you can't go into it thinking that you're going to cut down his interceptions, because the reason these interceptions happen don't seem to me to be something that can be coached out of a player. And if that were the case, I feel like he would be somebody's starter. But I think the interceptions are part of the course with Jameis. So that being the case, I don't see any reason to marry yourself to him. Like, see what's out there. See who might be available. I think there could be better options available, depending on what the money is for certain people. But you don't have to be married to Jameis, but you don't have to also take a hard stance again. Like, basically, if you're a Browns fan and you're wondering about quarterback, the only hardline stance the fan base should really have about quarterback, in my opinion, is Deshaun Watson can't play next year as the starter. As long as Deshaun Watson's not the starter next year, I feel like they'll be in a fine enough place at quarterback to not be as disastrous as they were this year, especially at the beginning of the season. So that's kind of where I sit with this whole Jameis thing. I don't really see a reason to put DTR in at this point, too, because I don't think you're going to see anything better from him. And I don't think putting DTR in makes your wide receivers develop better. And I think that's more important than seeing if you got a quarterback in a 5th-round pick. Like, the one thing Jameis Winston has been, like, objectively great for is the development of some of your wide receivers, especially your younger ones. We've seen this with Cedric Tillman. Jerry Jeudy had another nice night today where he had 5 receptions, 64 yards, and a touchdown. Like, Jameis Winston is helping you develop your wide receiver core right now. I think he's good for your offensive line because he navigates the pocket well. Putting in DTR sacrifices all of that, and the upside is figuring out what you have in a 5th-round pick that hasn't really showed that much promise in regular season NFL games. So I don't see any need to go to him. We'll see what the team does going forward. Now that they're 3-10, I believe. It's just a bad record. But I expect him to stay part of course with Jameis Winston for the rest of the season. Let's talk about special teams. Because if you're a Browns fan, another place where you should probably have a hardline stance is, for multiple reasons, Dustin Hopkins cannot be your only kicker next year. And neither should Bubba Ventrone be back. Both for separate reasons, right? I'm not going to blame Bubba Ventrone for Dustin Hopkins not making field goals anymore. That's not on him. Dustin Hopkins just, I don't know if he got it. Because you signed him to a contract, I don't mind the ideal of letting him roll into camp and just seeing what he looks like in camp next year. Maybe this was just a freaky off year for him and you can get a better season out of him next year. But if I'm the Browns, I'm scouting the spring leagues. I'm taking the best kicker from the spring leagues because the last 2 years, 2 good kickers have come from that league. Take the best kicker from the spring league, put him in a competition with Dustin Hopkins, and let the best kicker win next year. I understand why you're not going to fire him, and I understand why it wouldn't be the best strategic decision to fire him right now, given that, like, yeah, even if he costs the Browns a game or two going forward, it's not really the biggest deal in the world, given that the Browns are 3-10. But yeah, I could see the Browns really having to consider bringing in somebody, and they really should. And they absolutely can't go into next offseason with no real competition for Dustin Hopkins at the very least, right? If they want to cut him, I wouldn't be opposed to that, but you really got to have some competition at the very least. So that's where I'm at with Dustin. The reason I'm over the whole special teams coach experience. What are we doing putting Kadarius Toney back there returning punts? And I know what some people are going to say. Hey, up until he muffed the punt, he looked good. Yes, and you're correct, right? Kadarius Toney opened up this game. His first punt, he made a bad decision and then pinned the Browns back in the 10. And then he had 2 good punt returns, and then he muffed the punt. Here's my thing. Did them 13 yards he got on them punt returns really, were they more beneficial than having the ball at the end of the game? Y'all answer that question to me. I have said this for a while. I'll continue to say this. I don't know why the Browns think that Kadarius Toney would be a good punt returner. I don't know what gives them that idea. I can see how you can fool yourself into it, right? Because you can look at the 1 punt return he had in the NFL, in the Super Bowl, and then you can look at, his athletic ability and skill set and go, oh, this guy would be a great punt returner. But there's a reason Andy Reid refused to use this dude on punt team most of the time, even when he had success in the Kansas City Chiefs jersey. It's because this dude does stuff like catch the ball within the 5, like muff the punt at the end of the game. I didn't get this whole Kadarius Toney experiment. I have to imagine this is mainly a special teams thing. And Bubba Ventrone, I'm over the whole experience, right? We're not a good punt coverage team. We're not a good punt kick return coverage team. He's not done a good job. It's been like this for 3 years. I would prefer if they moved on from Bubba Ventrone and went a different direction in the building. Maybe Bubba does other stuff that's more important than just the special teams responsibilities, and he doesn't get fired. But I don't see how that is the case because all I see is evidence that Bubba Ventrone should be fired. Obviously the Browns aren't going to make a move at head coach. They shouldn't. I don't think they're going to make a move at GM. They've made that clear as well, and I don't think they should. But special teams coordinator, some of these pieces when it comes to the kick game, definitely got to change going forward here. Hold on. Yeah, outside of that, I thought Nick Chubb had a very promising performance. I thought Jerome Ford was pretty good today too. Had a couple of really, really nice runs and a really good kick return. Nick Chubb, obviously, this is the closest to Nick Chubb he's looked like, and this is probably one of the better run defenses he's played. So I think that's encouraging if you're the Browns. 11 carries, 48 yards, 4.4 carry. So it's like significantly better than what Nick Chubb had been doing. Had a couple of plays where he got out in open space and accelerated, like looking closer and closer to being Nick Chubb again, despite the offensive line not being great. So that is a positive sign going forward. We do have to start having a conversation about David Njoku outside of like his ability to catch touchdowns, which I mean, it just might be fine. Like he's done a great job with the 50-50 balls with Jameis Winston, but he has not been useful to get down the field this year for whatever reason. The only guys who have really been useful have been Elijah Moore and Jerry Jeudy for this team. So yeah, I think a conversation needs to start to be had about David Njoku. And if teams have figured out what the Browns are trying to do, and if we have figured out a sufficient counter for David Njoku here. If you're the Browns defense, again, it's a tough spot. Like the reason I'm so frustrated with the special teams and the turnovers on offense this week, especially, is you bailed out a Pittsburgh Steelers offense that was limping in this game. Because without George Pickens, the Steelers offense looks like shit. Like it looks bad without Pickens in there. But you gave them some free passes. You gave them short fields. You gave them 17 points on short fields. And then you did not score on 2 short field goal attempts. And just think about that. If the Steelers score 17 less points because you don't give them those short fields, and then you get those extra points, and all of a sudden the Browns win by a healthy margin. Browns really shot themselves in the foot in this game. They beat themselves this one, especially when it comes to the offensive and special teams performances here. Defensively, wasn't a great performance by them, right? Still kind of let some guys go off that I think they should have been better than letting go off. But really, if you look at the offense, special teams, that's where I think this team really shot themselves the most in the foot. But that is my thoughts about this game. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Y'all have a great day. Have a better night. Peace. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all for joining me. I know the stream was hard to follow. We had to go in and out multiple times. But again, appreciate everybody who stuck with me. We'll be back next week for the Browns versus the Kansas City Chiefs. And I believe the Chiefs have already clinched the playoffs, and they're close to clinching their first round bye. So obviously, really good football team coming to town next week. We'll see if the Browns can pull off the upset. But oh yeah, thank you, Q, for everything. Take my daughter to. Oh yeah, okay, we got that one already. So appreciate y'all for joining. Everybody have a great day. Have even better.